Everybody, we are in all things algebra, the geometry version. This is 5-3, Circumcenter and Incenter. I've already done part 1. It was Pythagorean theorem. I have just finished part 2, which was all circumcenter, and that's when you have 3 perpendicular bisectors that meet in the middle of a triangle. And this is part 3, which is incenter. All right, an incenter is made by angle bisectors. And since there are 3 angles in a triangle, you're going to have, well, 3 angle bisectors. All right, the incenter is always equidistant from the sides. All right, so you can create a circle on the inside. All right, list the angle bisectors. Okay, well, CP is an angle bisector. AP is an angle bisector. And BP is an angle bisector. Name the incenter, that would be P. And list all congruent segments. Oh, good grief. Well, let's see. It would be congruent segments EP, DP, FP. Since that's not too much, I'll go ahead and write that down. EP, DP, FP. Let's get into it. All right. Number 4. All right, it says P is the incenter. That means I have 3 angle bisectors. And they want me to find several things over there. Okay. Well, oh man, they are not angles on number 4. They are sides, which means I'm probably going to be doing quite a few Pythagorean theorems here. Okay, first off, because this is an incenter, and I've already told you that those 3 are the same. All of those will be an 8. Because if MP is an 8, then NP is an 8, and OP is an 8. That's going to help us do the Pythagorean theorem. Well, that only gives me one answer. Figures. Okay. Let's see here. All right, well, I don't know if you guys watched my video about angle bisectors, but the lovely thing about an angle bisector is that if K to O is 17, then N to K is also 17. These 2 triangles right there are the same triangle. And these 2 triangles will be the same triangle. And this triangle and that triangle are the same triangle. So NK is already a 17. No math there. All right, what else do I know? And I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem, and I think I might have just now come to the part where I have to do the Pythagorean theorem. I got to find PK. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I got to do the Pythagorean theorem. Let me change the markers. I do the Pythagorean theorem, and PK, which is what I've been asked to find, is the hypotenuse. Because remember, that 90-degree box points to the C. So 8 squared plus 17 squared is PK squared. I'm going to grab my calculator and do the 8 squared plus 17 squared to make my life easier. Helps turn the calculator on. 8 squared plus 17 squared is 353. Then don't forget to square root that. Square root of 353. Approximately 18 point, and the 8 makes the 7 go to an 8, so approximately 18.8. So P to K is approximately 18.8. All right, well, so I gotta find LO. But I have to do another Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, I've got an 8 and I've got a 13. Looking at this triangle right here, I gotta find LO. Yeah, I'm gonna do another Pythagorean theorem. This time I have the hypotenuse. I have the slant. The slant's 13. So I have an 8 for a leg, and the LO, which is what they asked me to find over here, is the other leg. So LO squared plus 8 squared is 13 squared. If you are someone who's still having a hard time deciding if something is the hypotenuse or not, then go ahead and draw the arrow. The arrow from the 90-degree box will always point to whatever the hypotenuse is. And since it's pointing to the 13, that makes 13 the hypotenuse. And it is not a bad habit to get into, because Unit 7 is going to be here before you know it, which is where we hit our trigonometry section. And trust me, you are going to want to know where things are, especially the hypotenuse. All right, looks like I've got LO is about 10.2. 10.2. Very well. Number 5. All right, we got the incenter again. Okay, so that means that E, G, F, G, and DG are all the same. It means that if CD is 35, that CF is 35. BE is a 6, so BF will be a 6. I don't have either one of these twins. All right, well, I'm going to end up having to do Pythagorean theorem again. All right, first thing they want is GD. They want GD. Okay, GD. They want that little segment right there. So I'm going to look at this beautiful triangle that I am coloring up green. And I'm going to find the missing leg of that right triangle. So my box right there is going to point to the hypotenuse 37. DG squared plus 35 squared equals 37 squared. All right, everybody subtract that 35 squared to the other side. This is the point where students, y'all should be taking off by now and doing this part on your own. You should not have to listen to what's coming out of my mouth of what the next steps are. In fact, you should probably have the answer before I do. So get to the point where you're getting your comfort level up by stopping this video, doing the work, and just coming back and checking it out. All right, that's what I got for DG. Or GD is a 12. Which means EG is a 12. And FG is a 12. All right, next up they want BG. Gotta find BG. Okie dokie. Well, BG, there's my right triangle. BG is the hypotenuse of a 6 by 12 by hypotenuse triangle. 6 squared plus 12 squared is BG squared. All right, I'm going to grab my calculator and do 36 plus 144. And you should get that number already. Don't forget to what, y'all? And that's going to be our answer. That should be what you get. All right, next up is FC. All right, I've already got it. These two triangles are the same triangle, therefore I already have FC. All right, and BF, I already have it. These two triangles are the same, therefore BF is the same as BE. That's what you should have. All right, we're done number 5. On to number 6, and this time they're wanting to find some angles here, and they gave me absolutely nothing on the figure, and they put everything in the directions. All right, well, so it says S is the incenter, which means that angle P has been bisected, angle Q has been bisected, and angle R has been bisected. Okay. Well, we got her. Well, we got her. All right. Angle PRQ. P. R is the letter in the middle. Q is 8x minus 10. Angle RPQ, angle RPQ. This angle up here, 14x minus 14. No, 4x minus 14. And PQR. PQR. 7x minus 5. Find each measure. Well, the first thing I got to do is find x. I know these angles have been bisected, but they don't give me any just straight numbers to work with. They're all expressions. An expression is when you have a combination of variables and constants, numbers and letters. Yeah. Gosh, I'm sitting here racking my brain for a shortcut. And unfortunately, it's just not coming to me. If there is one, 3 angles of a triangle add up to be 180. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add all 3 of these. I'm going to set it equal to 180 degrees. And that's going to get me x. And that's going to allow me to start plugging back in to find all these other things that I have to find. So if there's a shortcut, it's just not coming to me at the moment. Here we go. 4x minus 14 plus 8x minus 10 plus 7x minus 5 equals 180. My like terms, my x's, I'm all going to combine together. So 4x plus 8x plus 7x is 19x. The negative 14, the negative 10, and the negative 5 all need to combine together. So that's a negative 24, 29 equals 180. All right, y'all, let's add 29 to the other side, and then I'll have my numbers combined, those like terms. So that's 9, 8, 9, 10, 209 divided by 19. 209 divided by 19. All right, so every x is an 11. Every x is an 11. All right, the first thing they want me to do is find PRQ. PRQ. Well, I'm going to take my 11 and plug it into the 8 times 11 minus 10. I don't know why I put that extra parenthesis there. I'll go with it. 8 times 11 minus 10. That's 88 minus 10 is 78. 78 degrees. Now, because it's an angle bisector, I know that 78 has been split into 2 equal parts. Just to save myself some time, I'm going to do 78 divided by 2. That means each one of these, angles is 39 degrees. So is there anything that has an R in the middle? Angle PRS. PRS is 39. I had a feeling they were going to be asking that. And that's the only other thing I see an R in the middle. All right, very well. All right, next thing they want me to do is find RPQ. RPQ. I'm going to take that 11 and plug it into the 4x minus 14. 4 times 11 minus 14, so 44 minus 14. That's 30. 30 degrees. Now remember, 30 has been split into 2 equal parts, so each one of these P's is 15 degrees. So looking for a P in the middle over here, RPS will be 15. And that's the only one I see that has a P in the middle. All right, very well. All right, next up, then we define PQR. PQR, that means I'm going to take my 11 and plug it into the 7x minus 5. So 7 times 11 minus 5. Well, 77 minus 5 is 72. Now, when I split a 72, each one of those is going to be 36 degrees. So PQS will be 36. And PS, S is the letter in the middle. Interesting. They're trying to mess with us, y'all. They're trying to mess with us. PSR, for you visual people, is this triangle. And they want the measure of angle S, because S is the letter in the middle. They want angle S. They want angle S. Well, y'all, what do 3 angles of a triangle add up to be? And if you said 180, I love you. We're going to take 180. We're going to subtract this little green angle. We're going to subtract this little green angle. And what will be left over will be the big angle, angle S. So everybody take a calculator or your brain and take 180, subtract 15, and also 39. Looks like angle S is going to be 126 degrees. 126. All right, y'all, there is part 3 of this lesson. I apologize being a long part. So it's going to be put into 3 parts. So I'll put a link for part 1 and also part 2 in this video down in the description. All right, you guys, the practice problems or the homework problems are all y'all's, and good luck. If you need me for anything, give me a shout.